and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, at the bottom of round 272, where we have 3 decisions awaiting us. Bit of a shame we lost an oil well community. CEO asked me to participate. I'm going to stress the need for more efficiency.
Received.
Roger that. Yes,
Another
sir.
candidate we probably don't need. We're up at 90, so I think we are likely, not guaranteed, but likely to have enough political power next turn for the attempt at the bigger roll. So we'll
Roger that.
play the preview, previous one, and we'll see what we get on the next turn. Metal mining facility is done. Because it is a metal mining facility, that is going to be the one construction I'm going to tell it to immediately proceed on to the next level with. Oh, we got some probably squids coming ashore here. That's why we got these guys piled up and ready for response. We'll push them back into the sea. Lickety-split. Why is the lab damaged? Asset set to closing down. Interesting. Not sure why. Can't tell it not to do that, but okay. Probably due to a worker shortage. Let's just throw more colonists at the zone. Calling good.
Roger that.
Anyhow, we're waiting for some more things to complete so our metal stockpile can fill back up. That should finish next turn. Solar panel fields aren't metal, they're rare metals. 2 more turns and then that serpentization plant will finish as well. And we'll probably revisit our power situation at that point. How goes our ecotech? Working on robotization. Granted, mining robotization here would be really good, because that would, in theory, help a lot with our metal income, which is what our bottleneck is. Yeah, okay, so keep it simple, let's cycle the turn here. And we'll deal with the alien event on the next turn. If everything goes well, we'll get another influx of territory. And then we'll set about trying to improve the logistics of getting stuff into that zone. So we can support a bunch of troops on the border with our soon-to-be enemy. Well, I say soon-to-be. We'll probably really slow roll the rollout on that because of what it's going to take to build up the military forces for it. Back around to us, hoping for a small number of decisions so we can focus our political power on the big one. 7 decisions, so not necessarily that small. I don't remember that we were working on photonic mines, but maybe we were.
Roger that.
Sure. Asking for a subsidy, no.
Order received.
You want the private assets to go up 3. That's plausible.
that.
I'm not going to guarantee that it will, but that's plausible. We'll
Roger
accept
that.
that. Status quo. Set the status quo there. We're going to say negative to you. Scheduled meeting the aliens, and we do have the 90 blue power, so we're going to do that option. And because of that, we have succeeded the role. They have joined us. Giving us this nice, long front line with Brunderstein. So we'll form up along that line, and then, well, we'll try to improve the logistics so we can form up along that line in the future. Construction-wise, Serpentization Plant 2 is complete. How much did that, in theory, increase the power output? There, we got another 500-ish power. So we should have enough power either this turn or next turn, well, next turn or the turn after to support the high-tech industry running full steam. So let's tell the high-tech industry it can run full steam. Okay. We're not immediately going to turn around and start expanding the serpentization plants again. We might, we'll see what the power looks like after we get the serpentization 4 up. Because really our expansion should be the expansion of it, if possible. But yeah, we should be getting like 1,400 more from it upgrading, so... Well, for upgrading it from 4 to 5. It's already at 3, and we're upgrading it to 4, which is about 12,000 more. So we should be decent on power for a while. We did have a quest for some private assets, so let's, to the degree that we can, advance that nice and quick.
Yes.
Deploying some commercial projects.
Yes.
And we could play that status library. So we can actually go ahead and just clear that quest right away. That should clear the quest, clear the demand. Next turn. Yeah. And improving our word score should help with keeping all the personnel happy. Yeah. We probably do have enough little power to get rid of the lowest happiness reserve pool member. Ace Cobb, you have a capacity 1. Goodbye. And roll the turn. Squids attack us. Squids get hit hard. At least our mercenaries are better than the squids. Killed 300 infantry, have 5 decisions. And yes, we immediately completed that demand, which is good to see. Discovered a new tech nuclear power plant, which would, in theory, be another good way to get a very high power output. Democracy at least 50. We're just going to refuse this motion. Don't want democracy going up. That wasn't what we were trying to discover, but we probably do want a SAM launcher, so we'll develop it anyway.
Affirmative. Roger that.
Zone upgrade, Zollhaben. No, we don't quite have the civilization score there for that upgrade, so we're going to say no. And there's Ripple Point, same thing with Ripple Point, we don't have the culture set up for it yet.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission successful.
Oh, another metal mine. It's good to see. At least interesting to see. Yeah, the mercs are mostly going to hold the sea. I don't expect them to fight the major particularly well. And we got plenty of construction points, industrial points, so we're just going to pave over our roads. Quickly run roads down to do such and such. And probably run one up the tier like so. So later on we can put people in that interior area. We don't have a truck station here, so we're gonna want one.
Roger that.
I know it's expensive, but we're gonna build it anyway. Anyway, everything appeared to run at speed, so that's good sign. Separation plant 4 is done. Did we experience any power issues during the previous turn? We did. Okay, so let's not panic too much for a moment, because I think we still have the new separation plant can provide even more power. I think we'll be good after that. I think we're good on petroleum. Well, we're good enough on it that if we wanted to spend it, we should probably spend it. Start spending it. We haven't technically hit max storage, but we're not really shipping anymore in various reasons. And we're about to click the deep gas core extractor here as well. So we'll probably focus on just keeping that demilitarization plant improving. Or in this case, it will actually be building a second one in a different city, because the first one will be capped out. Gun alliance proceeding, it'll be done next turn. We're going to hold on to those colonists because they're going to become the colonists that set up in that zone. If I were to splurge, do we have a railhead specifically on this X? We do. It would probably be to expand the rail neck. So we can push a little bit more rail points down there for export-transport reasons. Yeah, okay. So let's splurge a bit. We're going to also build up the rail station on this island. We got pretty much surplus over at the top of the island. It's just a little bit at the bottom here, outward to the port, that's being an issue. Prospecting, not prospecting, mining. We've got an oil well in Skillia that can be expanded. We got an oil well in Lime Top that can be expanded. Skillia? Lime Top. And let's go to a couple bronze retirements while we're at it. On the reserve pool. Lowest opinion member, there's a reserve pool. Something that I don't like Camp 3. Most of them aren't going to be.
Order received. Order received.
Okay. And we're at 38.2% now towards victory. So yeah, the big thing is we need to get more planet and or more people. And the easiest way to do that is probably take it off of the number 2. So we need to improve our logistics down to our front down here. Our front over here. Which we've almost actually got this one improved enough. So we'll see about that. And then over to this one. So basically we need to improve our logistics out to all our islands that are actually vaguely important. This one doesn't really need it. This one's just going to basically turn into a mine, which is fine. And this one over here doesn't really need it. Though the one over here can basically become... Find it. This one over here can also become mine. It's got its own iron mine. Probably actually, now that we've discovered that iron mine, that's probably the best iron mine we know about. So maybe we should get that iron mine going. Instead of expanding the demilitarization plant, we should start colonizing over in this zone. Make that a thing. Be back to us now. Is 8 decisions. I'll agree to that. I don't know how likely that is to succeed.
Roger that.
But we're not opposed to the process towards which that would require that to succeed, so... Military tech-wise, I don't think we're looking for any particular military techs. Well, I suppose if we're trying, we might want jetpacks to try to get down to the ICBMs. Oh, we need nuclear power apparently for tactical nuke. So let's go ahead. Grab jetpacks is going to be moving towards the end game. We don't want to go to their island. We want to send devastation to their island. Monster and Collins. Send a hunting party to kill that bloody monster.
Yes, sir.
Rolled 61 versus 50. We managed to kill the beast after a fierce battle. Gateway to small town. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst of choices, especially because we got an iron mine down there. Especially with the quality of life rapidly going up. Yeah, that should be good. We'll accept that. Stand mine. That's why. Let's follow up from things we did last turn.
Yes, sir.
Construction-wise, bunch of things finished. Solar field, deep core gas, metal mining facility. So the metal mining facility is done. We're going to want to make that an independent zone and then send colonists to build up the civilian sector. Rail station is proceeding at half speed, which is fine. Demilitarization's fine. Well, it's a little bit disappointing that it ran at half speed as well. And okay, we failed to complete the truck station. It should complete next turn. Okay, so this is going to become a new zone.
Roger that.
This zone is going to be responsible for basically this upper portion here. And as a side effect, we'll need to receive... Well, we'll need to build up some government buildings. So we'll need to build
Roger that.
this building,
Roger
this
that.
building,
Roger that. Roger
this
that.
building. And obviously we need colonists both to... We'll just dump a bunch of colonists as workers.
Roger that.
That should be more than enough to work your jobs. In fact, you'll probably fire a bunch of them that you don't need. No, maybe building it through the mountains is a bad idea. We'll just run the rail line down there. And we'll construct a railhead.
Yes, sir.
I suppose in the long run we'll want to run it through the city anyway, so the road up here is for logistical support. The rail is to rapidly throw people at the front. Which is a thing we're going to start contemplating doing. We do have some spare logistical capacity to get out there. So let's start sending the first over. Okay, we're going to want more than the first over here, probably. But we'll bring over the next brigade on the next turn. Thinking, at least for the length of this frontage, like 2 real brigades will probably be enough. At which point these guys just become the... I suppose sort of become the road guard instead of the border guard. We got the construction point, so I'm going to remind myself that we do want a road to that metal mine at some point. That's about it over here. And yeah, we need to let some of our construction finish, hopefully, to improve our throughput of various things. Oh, I can go expand those solar fields one last time.
Order
Get the last little
received.
bit of solar power from them. Until the place improves.
Order received.
Still apparently running a little bit of a power shortage, apparently. Which is a little surprising. It's got like 82% of the power is what that's saying. Okay. Well, not gonna worry about it this turn. We'll double check next turn. Got a decent amount of political power. Do we need any peripheral mine expansions? Oh, that's a shame. So the metal mine and diagnosis ocean. Well, I was about to say it's about to run out. It's got 6 turns left. Because it's such a bad mine, it's not running particularly fast. But it is approaching running out. Corporate abuse of power. Can we... Antitrust there.
Affirmative.
Yeah. Let's meet with the CEO. Obviously I need to figure out some way to get the corporation to be a little bit weaker. It's a little strong in places. I suppose one way to do it is just tax them to oblivion. Yeah, because they're decreasing our opinion everywhere. Oof.
Standing by for orders.
Standing by.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get some more
Roger that.
population if we can. Using the slave traders.
Standing by. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Standing by for orders.
Order received. Order received.
There we go. And we're going to want to generate some money. Earth metals are decently possible, so we'll sell a bunch of those. Alright, hopefully taxing the corporation to gain coming back will cripple the corporation. Zone governor is blocking for acquisition. So the problem with this governor being... Well, maybe a problem with the governor not being particularly great at their job. At least not great at resist influence. Yeah, we don't necessarily have particularly high willpower governors, I suppose. Okay, rolling around to our turn. Squid's walked back into the four-way party over there. Suffer no losses nor made any kills. We have 4 decisions. Oh, interesting. So I can ask for a board member or decrease the corporate tax, and those are my choices. Or I can just explain some pleasantries, which I'll do. I'm done the process of talking to them.
Roger that.
And appoint governor to the new city. Cap 3, probably you. Yeah, we'll take the Cap 3 person.
Yes, sir.
Once more, take some more workers.
Yes, sir.
Please take what you can.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission successful.
Apparently we're having well, we're shipping over metal, right? We're shipping over metal to build it. That's not a non-existent transport requirement. Okay, how did our construction go? Truck station and gateway is done. Good to see. Rail station, Lime Top, Blade again. Looking to be at least 3 turns out. Railhead and Minos will finish next turn. So we don't have full rail efficiency down here. Demilitarization plant's 2 turns out. Continues at current speed. In moat camps, government buildings will increase. Will be done 3 turns instead of 2 turns at the current rate. Yeah, it still looks like we're suffering a little bit of a power issue. Let's drop the power requirement, or let's stop the production on the high-tech industry a little bit to save a little bit of power. See if that will solve the power issue. And then let's push over the next brigade that we're going to. So it would be thematic to push over the second. So let's get the second moving. Oh, do we even want to send over the second tank? That would actually make a lot of sense, as we would be positioned to sort of run in the plains over here. Granted, the tank is almost certainly obsolete. Yeah, the tank's almost certainly obsolete, but... In fact, actually, let's keep the tank here in the HQ, because I'm going to assume that it is obsolete. And do some upgrades to it before we send it out. OHQ, all, guards 4, we got the resources for it.
Affirmative.
And then we can get to strategic moving them. Oh wait, inefficient rail is still better than no rail, apparently. Which maybe isn't all that surprising. So yeah, we'll have the first and the second here. Next turn, when the truck station is working down here, we can start deploying troops on this front. How much stuff down here do we have? So it's that one, Gateway. Only got a 5k transport route down there. Oh, we're getting the full 5k down there at least. Or not 500 down there. So it might be worth using some political power to get some more. Let's also get spend some money to extend that one.
Yes, sir.
And obviously extend that one.
Yes, sir.
Gives us another 10 turns or so before we're going to worry about those, and then we'll do another transport contract to land in that port as well. Should be able to double up the deliveries. And then major-wise, again, we don't think we're in a state where we can get Victor Packs off anyone except for these guys. Victor Pack with these guys technically would result in us immediately winning the game, so... Let's start pulling back a little bit on our friendliness with the one we're planning on declaring on. We'll keep trade up, because trade allows free movement, really allows us to be able to move in our territory. Let's reduce our science cooperation. Unilaterally lower the science cooperation.
Roger that.
We're still in cooperation, so still got a few more steps to go before we have no science stuff with them. I think we got freedom movement with everyone. Double check. Yeah. Oh, I don't have scientific change with them. Already have it with both of them. And we can't get it with them. Okay. Not with the current government they got. Okay, and now let's also contemplate, once again, purging down. Oh, it's got no silver retirements. Could do it with bronze? Or 0 retirement? Oh, we got no bronze retirements, so I'll have to do it with, think of doing it with bronze, we got no bronzes. Compress our thing a little bit more with the 0 retirement. Your cap 2, not that bad, but we're still gonna
Order
bump
received.
you. These guys are all pretty high opinion. Cap 3, we're not gonna bump you. Your cap 1, you're definitely a tempting one to hit. You're also a Maritime Trading House leader, so we've got, in theory, some desire to keep those guys around. Cap 2, turning movement. Cap 1, and turning movement. So let's bump
Order
you off.
received.
That's got rid of you. There we go. Okay, that should probably adequately protect that road. It's just waiting on the truck station here to kick in to have some logistics on that island. At least that portion of the island. We got 1,000 people to send somewhere. No, it does probably... No, we'll save a little bit more, because we'll want like 2,000 something to start building the government buildings over here. But government buildings, the mine, and just throw enough population there to get up to level 2 is probably the plan on that location. To be fair, these places should be benefiting from the fact we are making metal locally. Not much metal locally, to be fair, but making some metal locally. Oh, the mine's having power issues. Why are you have a chance to down? Oh, because you're level 2 building in level 1 zone. Okay. Okay, hopefully it doesn't downgrade, but we'll see. Oh, hello. Did you annex those miners? Yes, we successfully did end up unifying with both of the Xeno miners. So now we're slowly trying to figure out how we're going to get mobilized in a large enough quantity on the Brunderstein borders, so that when we do eventually declare on them, that we're in a position to strike quickly and fast to try to hit some major objectives before they can start to redeploy to stop us. Oh, I'm looking at the time. This is probably where I go and put the part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying. We're going to record at least one more part tonight. That probably means at this rate that we're probably not going to win tonight, because it's probably going to take more than that just to get the logistics sorted out for the invasion. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.